I wanna take this movement and use it to move the town. I want everyone that hears this is spitting, go lay it down. I wanna live my life to raffle day and smoke up by the pound. I was lost, now I'm found, maybe turn my life around. I'm changing my direction, now I'm headed for the crown that really matter. Not the one you reach and you watch as your dream shatters. I'm going for the one to be serving the green platters. I already let loose, I'm walking with free matters. I'm impossible to pass like a plate that's got three batters. So I'm talking to the money, you're holding like green chatter. I'm throwing that green matter.
What's up, Haps? What's going on, fam? Here with you on a Therapeutic Thursday. No Sensei Ace today. You guys got me raw, just in my element. I'm from the gutter, I told you. They claim to be kings of the jungle, right? I just do what I do and stay humble. Let's go. I jumped on this beat called a bunker. Okay, I just bring the thunder. We got it sold up this summer and next summer. Yeah, we on one. I'm talking me, my little brother. From another mother, but the same blood running through our veins. We killing them, you see the remains. Yeah. How you gonna stop the click? We blast like rocket ships. We steady blessing them. They need some handkerchiefs. Straight up. I got goons that do whatever I say. They snatch your kids up for Harambe. You shouldn't have had them in the wrong place. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm over here just messing around, checking out some different things, but glad to be here with you guys tonight on a Therapeutic Thursday. Yeah, this is going to be more for me than probably you, but I want to thank you for being here. Just much love to all of the new individuals that are following me now, and all of you that have been with me from the beginning of this. Want to thank you. Want to thank you for being here. Just checking out the platform. Kind of like just navigating the night. I might do anything and might talk about anything. So if you want to come on in, come on in. I'm going to be going back from Facebook to YouTube here on Haps, seeing if anyone leave comments. But I'm going to be here for a little bit. So come on in, chill out. If you're having problems sleeping, I can put you to sleep. Or you might want to engage with me, and you might just want to just talk some things out with me. You can do that. And we'll just keep it moving. Shout out to the rapper got killed yesterday. You know that I think we've lost about 6 rappers, maybe more. I don't even keep up count. It's just sad. Some of the things that are happening in the the space of rap right now. It needs a lot of healing. And a couple shows ago, I was talking about putting together this men's group, and I'm still working on it, and I'm being very careful because I know once I kick it off, it's going to be like up and running, and I want to just make sure that I have all my ducks in a row before we just launch this thing. But I just feel that the masculine energy right now needs some love, needs some love, needs some support. Um, there's just a lot going on, a whole lot going on right now in just in the space of rap, and we have these young kids that are just losing their lives, and to me it just seems to be over words. um it's it just speaks to where the consciousness is for that particular age group or space, or however you want to label it. We just got some healing to do overall. It's just really, really sad, some of the things that are going on. And I think that more than ever, we have to continue to look at ourselves and see what we're contributing as far as our example to the rest of humanity. I feel that's super important. I can't judge anyone. I've done some very questionable things in my life. So I'm the last individual to judge anyone. I don't know what's going on with my tablet here, but I'm going to shut this thing off or it's just going to keep beeping. I don't know why it's beeping. Hopefully that did the trick. But yeah, I'm the last person to judge. Um, I'm the last individual to be out here telling anybody about anything that they're doing. I've done a number of questionable things in my life. And if anybody can understand how someone can get to that state, I do. I feel that there is a Hitler component in every single one of us. But I also feel that love is also the strongest component. And if we go within ourselves, that we can rely on that to take us through pretty much through any situation. Um, and I just think there needs to be a little bit more example when it comes to our conduct. And the other thing we have to look at is, what are we supporting day to day? I really feel that a lot of the stuff that's taking place now in um, some of these industries or whatever, if we don't openly support it, it can't stay alive. So we have to look at what we're supporting as well. And again, it's all by our example. So I'm still working on this men's piece. I'm gonna need some support and help with it. It's not anything that I truly want to do by myself. It's gonna need a lot of help. It's gonna need a lot of attention. It's gonna need a lot of care, and it's a huge undertaking. But I see a lot of young men out here just struggling mentally, just struggling. And as much as I meditate, as much as I read, as much as I work on myself every day, there are moments that rock me. I'm not going to come on here and say that I'm above all of this, because I'm not. So I know that if I'm going through my trials and tribulations with all the work that I put in my practice and things like that, I can just imagine someone that's just out here waking up every day, just reacting to this and reacting to that. I can see how individuals can be completely lost. And there's just a huge disconnect, I believe, with some of our young people. And there are just not enough examples, or maybe it is that there's just not enough of a reach where there's a connection made, where there can be room for individuals to talk things through. I remember I did this speaking engagement with a group of foster kids. This was years back. And as I'm doing the presentation, and I just asked a question like, what do you guys see for yourself in the next 5 years? And these kids had to be anywhere from, I would say, maybe 15 to 18. I would say over half the room didn't think they'd be alive. I want you to think about that for a minute. Like, they didn't think they were going to be around. And I was like, wow. So, what goes through the mind of an individual, a young mind, 15, 16, 17 years old? What goes through a young mind that feels that they're not going to live beyond 21, 22, 23? Like, what is that environment like? Like, what are the thought processes that go through their mind at that young age? And I was blown away. And don't get me wrong, I came up in the inner city as well. And even though I knew there was a possibility that, on any given day, anything can happen, when you grow up in Detroit, anything can happen, but it was not an ongoing thought of mine that, hey, I'm going to be dead at 20 or anything like that. I probably envisioned probably being locked up, but not dead. And I was just blown away that the majority of the kids that I were talking to, a lot of the young men, they didn't feel they'd be around past their early 20s. So there's definitely a disconnect. Um, and shout out to anyone that works with our youth. Major ups to you. I know it's probably not an easy thing to do, but your work is very valuable. And it's individuals that work with our
youth, you guys need to really be put. You guys need to be recognized, because there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And I just think the mindset of some of these individuals is just a mindset that just hasn't been properly primed. No one has reached them. And the only thing that's reaching them is the music. The only thing that's reaching them is this example of what a gangster rapper life is about. It's the only thing that's reaching them. It's the only thing that they can gravitate to. And that's sad. And it's where we are. It's where we are. So I'm not going to take the stance and blame. There's enough blame to go around. We can sit around and play the blame game all day, but I am going to take some self inventory as to what I'm doing, my example, and what I can do moving forward. And that's one of the reasons why I'm truly, truly working on putting this men's piece together. Um, but I think individually, we all have a place and a part in this. And I think men struggle and deal with different realities where if it's not properly guided, like if there's not a role model or some type of male figure, yeah, you can end up making some very costly mistakes. Very costly mistakes. So we just need to spend a little bit more time looking at what we do, looking at how we interact with one another, um, and seeing where we can create an aspect of positivity in somebody else's life. We need to look at how we can impact someone's life without this need of getting something back. I, you know, and we need to stop labeling, calling these people bad. And there's so many different variations of everything that I'm talking about in this particular subject that I'm sharing with you. I can't cover them all in one night, but for a young man coming up, no male role model, and their only connection is maybe the music, maybe the other individuals that are just like them in the neighborhood. If that's all they're being fed, can we really be like, oh, they need to be held accountable? Like, how far is that? How far is that argument going to go? If you are raised in the jungle with predators, you end up being what? A predator. You end up being a predator. And again, there's so much more that goes into this. We don't know if there's any mental abuse going on, emotional abuse. Um, there's so many different layers to this, so many different layers. And I just felt like talking about this tonight because I think a lot of us see what happens. We might see the news story, this, that, and the other, and we focus so much on what happened, who did it, but not really the larger story as to, why is it happening and what can I do to make a difference? What can I do? When I was in my teens, there were a lot of kids my age that the game just took out, you know. Um, I've seen imagine being a teenager and you've seen dead bodies, you know. Um, that has a psychological effect on you. and it could affect some things later on in your life. You know, you wake up one day, you're hanging out with a buddy of yours, and you wake up the next morning, and that buddy that you were with the day before is no longer here, gone to some type of act of violence. And so our young men, some of them grow up in this environment, and you're literally taught to be hard, to take out your anger and frustration a certain way, not to express any emotions. And then the emotions that you do have, there really isn't a safe place to channel those emotions other than one way. So there's the issue, there's the problem, and then there's the root problem. You know, I'm taking a second, I'm just really thinking back to my childhood because I think I saw the story today. I don't know if he got killed yesterday or today, but as soon as I saw it, it just was like, wow, here we go. Here's another one. And I didn't follow this rapper, I didn't know anything about him. It's just like, it's just another senseless killing, you know. And I know there's a spiritual side of this. I get it. You know, I understand it. I know that his spirit is okay. I just feel that that situation triggers other situation that allow us to remind one another about what this thing is really about. You know, for you to take someone else's life, for you to go and snuff someone else's life out, like, what energy are you holding that you're going to do that? What are you holding? What are you thinking? What are you experiencing? So we all have the opportunity to do better. We all have the opportunity to go within and be a better example. We all have the opportunity to look at what's going on around us. I happen to believe that if something comes into your awareness, that it comes into your awareness for a reason. And what's interesting is I don't go looking for this stuff because I'm not a guy that watches the news. You know, I don't turn on the news at 6 and noon and 6 p.m. and all that. But as I'm going through some of my social media, this stuff just finds me and I'm just like, wow, you know. So I feel that by me being on the ground and very close to it, I feel that part of my work, part of my message is to reach those individuals. And that's probably the reason why I'm sharing about it. You know, other people that are considered light workers, we all operate in different facets. I'm right by the action. Like I'm right. I'm the guy that goes in the jungle, you know, and I can relate. I can relate to some of the things that you know these young guys go through. You know, it's tough out here, and as you get older, it becomes real. You know, so you go through, you know, your adolescent stage. You go through being a teenager, being raised in the street. Then what happens? Couple years later, now you got kids, you know, now you got to get a job. Now you got to balance being a father, and you probably didn't have a father figure in your life. Now you got a couple kids by different women and navigate through all that drama.
It's a lot. It's a lot going on. And it's like you're taking fire from all these different angles and you're trying to manage it. And the way the system is set up now, it's really not set up and conducive for, some of these fathers to even be around their kids, and then you have the infighting between the mama and the boyfriend, and then you're not together with her, and you got, kids by multiple women, and it all of this, it just creates a sloppy meal. And then the kids are growing up, and as they're growing up, what are they doing? They're witnessing all of this going on. They're witnessing the argument. They're going, so it just kind of like duplicates itself from one generation to another. And you have kids raising kids without these kids even knowing who they are. So there needs to be help. There needs to be help. And I think as a human species, we have to start looking at things differently, because the model that we're looking at things now, it's not working. It's clearly not working. And it's really sad. It's really sad. So those are the men that I want to reach, the men struggling with that, the men that have multiple baby mothers, the men that, probably just finished doing a number of years in prison and they're trying to get their life together back in society. Um, the individuals that probably didn't have a role model or a father figure, the individuals that never had the encouragement and the love in their family. Everybody speaks about family, but sometimes family is the biggest problem. And I know for a lot of men get judged and blamed the quickest. Soon as something goes down, it's the man's fault. And again, I'm not trying to absolve men from taking responsibility or being accountable, but sometimes we have to go deeper and look at the root of the issue. What else is going on here? What about the stress, the pressure? And without proper guidance, without that nurturing and without that support, it can create major issues. I guess I didn't turn my tablet off. This thing's got a mind of its own. Yes, I want to power you off. I guess I'm doing it now. So, hey, if you're out there, definitely check, drop a comment. Glad to have you here with me. Let me just check something real quick. I wonder if Haps will allow my comments from Facebook to automatically stream over here. I like the fact that they got this chat window um, over here. Yeah, I love the fact that they have this chat window. So what's happening is they got a new layout, and this is my maybe third or fourth broadcast. I've been a guest on some other broadcasts. Shout out to my man Mike. I got to get Mike's last name. I didn't want to mispronounce it, but I've been on a couple of his shows last night and then again this morning. And a big shout out to him. He's been helping me. I think I picked up, my God, maybe 40 to 50 new followers just since last night. So I'm extremely thankful for that. Um, but Haps went from old, I don't even want to call it old. So they had a previous platform, because I had no problem with the platform, to this new platform, and they just made some changes. So I am broadcasting in this portrait type frame. And they put the comments or the chat section directly to the right of me, which is cool. I see that I'm live. I can add. So it's a new system that I'm getting used to. I like the landscape better, but if the portrait works better, I can adjust to this and make this work. So so yeah, I'm gonna be on here a little more often, because I've made a commitment to really do this, to build up an audience and to bring some very rich, unique content here. And again, my only goal is to enhance humanity. I'm not perfect by any sense at all. So please don't crown me with any thing of perfection. And no, I'm a regular cat. I wake up every day and I have the same issues everyone else has. Now, I might process them differently, I might think through them differently, but I deal with the same crap, the same stuff. I just put myself in a situation every day where I just focus on getting better. I want to get better. I no longer want to react when something happens. I want to respond, which means I think through it and then I, by choice, decide how I'm going to go about things. But I am not removed from issues. Um, these last couple months I've been through the fire. I just did a video yesterday on extreme forgiveness, and trust me, I've been extremely forgiving a lot, not only from the people around me, but also myself. So, um, so as I go through this, I'm gonna be building here. I'm gonna stay here. I'm just fortunate that and I've met some real cool people on this platform. Again, Mike's one of them. James is another one. We were talking some cryptocurrency earlier, and that was a lot of fun because I did some cryptocurrency videos when I first got on this platform, and then I kind of like just tampered off a bit. Like I didn't get out of the crypto space. I'm like 100% go when it comes to this crypto. But what I find is that the mindset of certain people, they're not ready. They say they are, but they're not ready. People have a very limited, narrow understanding when it comes to investing. And if you don't understand how money works, if you invest in anything, there's something called a law of time. It takes time to grow. Yes, there are situations where you can put a buck in today and you have a million tomorrow, but those situations are few and far in between. Like you can't get in the game for that. Um, so some people don't understand loss. They don't understand the fact that hey, I put my money in, and it's no longer there. They don't understand the risk. Okay, um, investing has risk, you know, and my whole cryptocurrency strategy was always long term. I did do some short term trades where I did very well, and I'm pretty much up. My portfolio's up big time, but a lot of people they just didn't know how to navigate that through that, and I did not want to become the teacher because I had all these people calling me this, that, and the other. I'm like, hold up. I don't want to. I don't mind helping people out, which I did. There's a number of people that took some of the things that I did as far as my strategies, and they did very well. But I did not want to hold 90 different people's hands when it comes to navigating through the cryptocurrency market. So I kind of tailed off and backed off on it a little bit. But I'm here to tell you, you need to do your own research. You need to get in this space, okay? Because this space is going to only grow. Like I was sharing with James earlier, um, the cryptocurrency space right now is about just under $3 trillion. The stock market is about 100 trillion. So let me put this in your brain waves. If the cryptocurrency market's at 3 trillion, the stock market's at 100 trillion, and the cryptocurrency space is going to replace our monetary system, and you're here at the very beginning, and this is not financial advice. I'm going to say it again. This is not financial advice. Do your own research.
but you are at the very beginning of something that is going to replace the very monetary system that we have now. It's like you being able to go back in time to when the stock market started, knowing what you know about the stock market today, you're able to go back in time and invest in the stock market within the first 10 years of the stock market being put together. My God, you would be rich. And that's what I'm talking about. So do your homework, do some research. Okay. The cryptocurrency markets, they're exploding. I'm pulling up my Voyager account right now. And I can tell you right now is a great buying opportunity. Okay. A couple days ago, Bitcoin was in the mid 60s. It's down to 56,000. But guess what? It's going to go back up. Okay. My beloved XRP. Well, XRP, I think, was about 119, 120, maybe a little higher 24, 48 hours ago. Now it's at 103. Okay. But we're talking about a dollar. Okay. I love XRP. Cardano, um, Polkadot. I mean, a lot of these Shiba. Okay. Um, Matic. I made a killing on Matic. XLM. Algorand, VChain, TRX, Mana. As I look at Mana right now, it's at $4.12. I got in at Mana at 60 some cents. Like this year, I'm not talking about 9 years ago, 60 some cents, and it's at $4.12 right now. And Mana is linked to something called Decentraland, and Decentraland is dealing with a virtual reality world. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to get left in the dust. So let me tell you about Decentraland. I'm going to say it again, Decentraland. And I'm going to say this one more time. This is not financial advice. You got to do your own research. Mana is kind of like the money that's used in this place called Decentraland. Just happens to also be cryptocurrency. So Decentraland is a virtual world, all digital, where you create an avatar and you can walk around, can hang out with other people that are walking around. It's a totally different world. And I'm telling you right now, this is where the planet is going. You're going to have your physical life, and then you're going to have something called your digital life, where you're going to have an avatar and you're going to be interacting with people digitally in this digital world. That's where we're at. And people are already doing it. And I created my avatar. This was last Saturday because I said, you know what, I got to check this stuff out, because I'm not a tech guy. And so doing this stuff, I will admit, is kind of intimidating. But with all this stuff, with the metaverse coming, I said, Ace, you got to at least get in there and see what this thing is about. So I took a little bit of time on Saturday, created an avatar, and went through the place called Decentraland, walked around, was hanging out with people in this galleria, went to this art museum, and I think I went to the casino. And people are doing everything, conversating, hanging out. Most people just walking around because the world is new. But what's really cool about what's going on in the Central Land is that you literally can buy digital real estate. People have businesses there. I believe a lot of the major banks are there. Guys, this is real. And Decentraland is just one of the digital realities. In the next 5 years, you're going to see these things everywhere. Everywhere. And people are going to be going from one to another.
So this stuff is going to get very, very interesting. But again, like anything else, the pioneers that get in first are the ones that capitalize the most. We'll never see this time period again. We'll never see it. And 10 years from now, you're going to probably be like, wow, what happened? Like all this stuff just started to take place. Everything is evolving. And that's what we need to understand. Everything is evolving. I saw that Rick Ross had a digital concert where people were showing up in their avatars to, I think he had a book release or something. And everybody's here in their avatar suit, like at this concert or whatever you want to call it, and he's on the screen and you're watching. I'm just like, wow, this stuff is happening. And while I might not be all into the digital aspect of it all the way, and I'll be lying to you if I said I fully understand it, because I don't. I am taking advantage of this space, though, this cryptocurrency space. I really am, because again, I really believe for the individuals that even if you put in a couple thousand now, oh my goodness, 5, 6 years from now, and I'm not saying you're going to be a multimillionaire or anything, but you might be surprised where you end up. You might be surprised. I mean, people are, imagine you having like a 200x, you know. I've been excited with 5x. I think the biggest I've had was like a 19x on my money. Like, are you kidding me? I was talking to someone today, they had 1,000x. Like, what? Like, and this stuff is happening like now. So don't sleep on this cryptocurrency space, because what'll happen is it'll sneak up on you so fast and you'll be like, damn. And I don't know what else is coming, but I do know what's here now. This, it's not going anywhere. It really isn't. And don't listen to the media. That's the last thing you want to do. And again, I'm not giving financial advice, but I'm telling you right now, social distance yourself when it comes to the media. Media distance. You need to do that. Okay? Because I don't believe the media is doing anything good for the public anymore. All they are to me is a manipulation machine. So do your own research. Yes, it's going to take some time. But if your only research mechanism, if your only research is what you watch on the news, you'll always be lost. You'll always be 10 steps behind. And you'll always be an individual that, I don't want to use the word brainwashed, but you'll never get the full story. You'll never get it. Do your own research, study, look at things, um, look at companies, and I don't care what it is. I've trained myself to not take anybody's word on anything. It's like I have to come to my own truth within me. And there are a number of times my truth changes, and there's nothing wrong with that. If I get new information and my spirit aligns with it, yes, I'm going to change. Some people don't like change. Some people struggle with change. Some people struggle with understanding that life is all about change. That's the only thing that's constant is change. But we've been conditioned that we don't want things to end. Well, the only way that you can grow, the only way that you can evolve is through what? Change. I'm not the same person I was 20 years ago. I was having a conversation with my sons and I told them, I said, I'm not the same guy that I was at 20. At 20, I was a crazy man, out of my mind, literally. I'm still out of my mind, but it's just a little different.
So take your time and do some research on this cryptocurrency space. Please, you will thank me later for it. Okay. And if you have some questions, I don't mind. You can drop some general questions, but I'm not going to give you any financial advice. That I'm not going to do. I don't need anybody coming back to me telling me, "Oh, you told me to do this." I don't want. I don't have that type of time to deal with that. I understand the game, but I will tell you this to consider: never put into the crypto space anything that you are not comfortable parting with. You have to treat this like you're going to Vegas, and you're going to Vegas to have a good time. You got $100 and you put it on a craps table or roulette, whatever you play, and you're comfortable that if you lose it, you're good. You're not going to lose any night's sleep. And if you gain, you're good too. And that's how you have to treat this crypto space. Okay. You don't put your life earnings in this. Now, some people do. Okay. You just want to get in after you've done your research, you just invest um, based on what you're comfortable with, you know. I've shared with people that they need to do something called cost indexing in, which is, hey, you take $25 a week and you put it in the cryptocurrency space, or $50 a week, whatever you're comfortable with. And you don't have to worry about price and all this, that, and the other. Because right now, I feel that this is the buying season for crypto for long term holders. Okay. Me personally, I don't look at selling any of my position unless something happens and something just stupid happens and I get a 2000x or something like that. I might pull out my seed money, but I'm really in this for the long haul, at least for the next couple years, because they are working behind the scenes to reset our monetary system. They don't want you to know about it though. They want you to stay connected, and they want you to stay distracted by everything else that they put in front of you to get your attention on that while they're doing everything in the background. And some of these celebrities and individuals with billions of dollars that you follow, they're not going to give you any of their secrets. And like James and I were discussing in the broadcast I was in earlier, you don't do what they say, you follow what they do. That's rule. That's the biggest rule. There's some people that may teach you certain things. There's some people that will teach you things to a certain point. There's some people that have so much money, their job is to make sure they get more of it for themselves, and they don't have a vested interest in you being at their level. And you have to understand that. See, I'm the type of cat, and I've always been this way, where I don't want to be the only one making money and everybody around me don't have none. I've never been like that. I've always been like, hey, let's all eat together. Not everybody's like that. Some individuals like, no, I want all the money. I want to see y'all starving. I know individuals like that. That's been done to me a number of times. Hey, Debbie, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Yes, it's live. Hey, what's going on? The life of B. What's going on, sir? Thanks for being here. I hope it's okay being live, Debbie. We're talking about just investing in the crypto space right now. And yeah, I think I started this. Oh my goodness. This is probably longer. I don't see a time thing on here, so I don't know how long I've been. Oh wow, I've been on here 45 minutes. Uh-oh. I'm screwing up. I don't see a time thing on here, so uh-oh. See, that's what happens with me. I get myself in trouble. So I'm gonna see if I can do something real quick. Because I had some comments on Facebook and what's going on, Dustin? Okay, well, guess what? I guess I just figured out the answer for myself. So the comments that are coming through on Facebook do not come through on HAP. So I'm gonna have to monitor this. And then my girl, fabulous Patrice. Patrice, what's going on? I think I talked to you earlier. Have you explained the Bitcoin? Yes, I have explained not the Bitcoin per se, but I have talked about the crypto space. Um, yeah, Bitcoin is down right now. It's right around 50 some thousand. I think about a couple days ago it was in the 60,000s, 65, 66,000. But right now it's 56,000. Bruce, while I have you here, sir, check out the Central Land. I've been checking out the Satama crypto. I have a coworker who really thinks it's going to blow, and it's a fraction of a penny right now. I haven't heard of that. Send me the symbol on that. Should be a couple letters. I haven't checked that out, but you do need to check out the Central Land. I told you and your cousin about the Central Land months ago when that thing was like 70 cents. I just checked my crypto account. It's at $4.12 right now. Okay, $4.12. So if you would have put, let's just say $100 in that, yeah, you would have 3x your money easy. Okay, and we're talking. I think I told you guys about this like within maybe 120 days ago. It doesn't take a whole lot of time for some of this stuff to move. But yeah, Decentraland is something that you need to look at. I probably, and again, this is not financial advice. I'm going to say this 19 more times. I am not giving out financial advice. Okay. But I am going to tell you this: do your research. Do your research. Okay. My man Dustin says crypto's on borrowed time until regulations are applied. Do you really want me to respond to that, Dustin? I will say this. Some people believe that. Here's where I'm at with it. The US is so far behind. I don't know what they think they're going to do because this is a global thing. Like, this is just me. This is my opinion. Back in 2017, 2018, I would say 80 to 85% of people that were in the crypto space were individuals like you and me. Today, the big boys, the big banks, the big whales, they're trying to flip that. They want to be the 85% and make us the 15%. So that's why there's a lot of what I would call manipulation because they want to scare people out of their positions and they don't want you holding this commodity. I shouldn't call it commodity. They don't want you to hold this currency long term. They don't want that. They want you to sell, get out the market, take your little money. They come in, run the price all the way up, and then welcome us back in. So they want to take a currency that you may have got for 13 cents or 20 cents. They want you to sell it at 30 cents, take your little profit. They come in, they run it all the way up to $15 and then welcome you back in. That's the game that's going on. Um, Dustin said that's the reason that
they would start regulating crypto because they're so far behind. Yes, and I agree with that. The only problem with it is the only problem with the regulations that I see is it would be one thing if all of these countries lined up and said, hey, we're going to do this together. But if the US says, hey, we're putting regulations, there are going to be some cats that be like, you can regulate all you want. I've got wallets in other countries linked with other situations that you're never going to know about. And that's the issue. It can't be contained. In my opinion, it can't be controlled. And that's why they're so mad. And um, now some of the big boys, Coinbase, they're going to line right up. They're going to work right with the government. They're going to work right with these, alphabet boy entities. And you're going to have to, give your social and give things like that. But there are other countries where you can set some things up and nobody knows about it. There are entities right now where you can just be a wallet number. Um, you can just be a wallet number without a name behind it. The individual that holds the most Dogecoin, nobody knows who it is because it's just a wallet number. That's it. And that's what makes this space so interesting. But if you really look at where we are, why do you think all of this is even happening? Why do you think that all of this is even all these things are even taking place? They're taking place because the people have spoken. The people are tired of the middleman. The people are tired of being like, and forgive my language, people are tired of being raped with interest rates. People are tired of being taken advantage of. There are individuals right now that are living a crypto life that don't need anything called a bank. They're maneuvering money all over the world, changing it from currency to currency. They don't need the banks. And that's why a lot of banks are adopting what? Digital currency right now. And the one crypto that I like, XRP, and technically I should be against XRP because of what it represents, because it is the banker's coin. But I told myself I'm going to play the game, and any gains that I have, do some good with it. I believe that this entire dog and pony show with XRP and a lawsuit with the SEC, it's all just a stage while they work behind the scenes to line this thing all up. And again, here's a lawsuit that's going on, but every week I get up, every day that I get up, XRP is putting together more deals, working with more countries, working with more institutions in a lawsuit that supposedly they're losing. That's why only certain cryptos are going to survive when they start regulating that. Now that I will agree with you on that, Justin. I think that a lot of these cryptos are going to go away, at least 90% of them. And I believe that the biggest reason they're going to go away is because they're not linked to any utility. They have no value. The cryptos that I'm invested in long term are connected to serving the space long term. So a lot of these cryptos that are out here, they're pump and dump. They just create something. They get these influencers on TikTok and Instagram to speak highly about it. They're in early when this thing is at 0.000000001, and then all these people come in, the price runs up, and what do? All the people that got in early, which are the pumpers, they start dumping as regular people like you and me start coming in, and we lose our money. And I don't agree with cryptos like that. I want to
So when I look at a cryptocurrency that I want to invest in, and let me rephrase this, there have been some situations where I've invested in cryptos that have no utility. I did that with Dogecoin. Okay. Um, but Dogecoin was not a long-term hold for me. XRP is. Um, Hedera Hashgraph is. Those are long-term holds for me. They have utility. I also have some XLM utility. So I study these companies, I look at their affiliations, I look at their management, and I look at how they're serving this space, called this cryptocurrency space. And then based on that, that's when I go in and invest my money as soon as I feel that it's time to get in. Hey, bro, thanks for being here, Dustin. Really appreciate it, man. Hey, man, we need to keep up. We need to keep up soon. Keep shining the light in the darkness. We are living testimony. Yes, we are, man. Hey, much love to you and your fam. I really mean that. Thanks for being here, man. So, yeah. So, fam, yeah. This is definitely a space that I recommend all of you. And when I say research, I know that term can be intimidating, like you're back in high school or back in college or something like that. Happy holidays, Dustin. Thanks for being here, man. When I say research, I know people think like they gotta do a term paper or something. No, research is basically saying, you know what, I'm just going to take a few minutes a day, maybe watch a video, maybe read an article. I'm going to be very honest with you. TikTok has taught me 95% of everything I've learned in cryptocurrency. TikTok, of all places to learn. I, I really think you can get a college education between TikTok and YouTube and some of these other platforms on anything that you want to learn about, because that's where I was. Um, and because, like a lot of other people, I fell into the trap of watching the news, and trying to get my information there. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. These guys don't know what they're talking about. They bring these so-called experts up that are, a professor at some college, but like, how much crypto is this college professor really holding? Just because he has a degree in um, money, finance, this, that, and the other, that does not make them an expert in this space. So I started learning from individuals that were literally in the space, diehards, spending hours upon hours a day looking at charts, looking at all the information, this, that, and the other. And the thing that I love about TikTok is that you have like 1 to 3 minutes in a lot of the videos to really convey your point. And some of these, guys on TikTok that have been very successful in the cryptocurrency space, they give you a lot of genuine information. And that's really the space that taught me everything that I know about cryptocurrency. I didn't, so I'm just a product of maybe about 15 to 20 different guys that I follow, um, between YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok that have taught me how to, maneuver around the cryptocurrency space. And then what happened was, after studying and watching and seeing how they all were saying the same thing about a particular thing, then you just start to pick up like a sixth sense about it. And that's how it started. And be honest with you, my journey started at the very beginning of the year. I made my first cryptocurrency trade in January, my very first one. It was last September and October that I started to do my research, and I spent a couple months just soaking up information, taking it all in. And again, I have my life going on like everybody else, family, business, situations popping up here and there. So my life is no different than yours. But I started studying. I made time to start studying this space. And then, yeah, in January, I popped my first one, made some money, popped the second one, made some money, took those profits, dumped it in, got some other cryptocurrency, and I just scaled up from there So it takes time. It really, really, really takes time, but it is more than worth it. It's more than worth it, because there are a lot of people that I know that got into this cryptocurrency space like in 2020, and a lot of them have bagged up six figures, even to seven figures within a year. And they didn't start with a whole lot. I've seen cats take $5,000 and turn it into half a million in 6 7 months, and those are conservative numbers. Conservative. But it takes time. I don't have the time to dedicate that much time to it. Um, but I've put enough time in it where I'm ahead right now. My portfolio looks pretty good based on the amount of money that I started with. So yeah, do yourself a favor and make sure that you really look at that space. And again, just take a segment of your time a day. It doesn't have to be an hour. I would take 10 15 minutes a day and just, check it out, and then do it again. Keep checking it out. And the thing I like about TikTok is that I can pretty much control what comes on my For You page, and that's what I look for. I look on for news on crypto. Some guys, I listen to every video they put out, every video, um, because they've helped me do fairly well in this crypto space. So I want to check something real quick. Oh wow, I'm gonna have to check out, Bruce. I'm gonna have to check out this cryptocurrency coin you just sent me, because I never heard of that. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I just learned something. So it seems like all of the comments from YouTube. So, Bruce, you must be watching me on YouTube because your comments are, duh, I see it right here from YouTube. That is how tech savvy I am not. Is right in my face from YouTube in gray and white with white letters. So I don't have to check my YouTube for comments from anybody that's streaming on YouTube. If you're viewing me on YouTube and you write a comment, it comes right here. If you're on Haps, like Debbie was, I can see the comments. It's Facebook that is not porting over. Yes, thank you for confirming you're watching on YouTube. So I'm glad it's coming in pretty good. So that's pretty cool. So, and I think eventually on this platform, and you know what, Bruce, you might want to consider Haps, because here I am broadcasting on YouTube, and I mean, I'm sorry, Haps. Here I am broadcasting on Haps, but it's going to YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and I still have to figure out the Twitch piece, and it's going to my Twitter. Instagram is coming next. So I'm doing this one broadcast, and it's going out to like four or five different platforms just simultaneously, all live. And I think what's going to happen, I was watching a broadcast, I think yesterday, and some Facebook comments were coming in. So I'm not sure why um, Dustin, who was communicating with me on Facebook, I'm not sure why those comments aren't showing up on here, but they're still working through some of the stuff. But yeah, Bruce, you and your cousin, you guys need to look at really coming over to Haps and at least looking at it, because I really think that this platform, the way it's put together, is really geared for you guys that are a lot more tech savvy, working with all these different technologies. I really think that Haps made this transition to this type of layout for the younger generation. Because you know me, if you make one change, it takes me a week. It takes me a week to learn how to how to navigate through it. So I'm gonna stick with it. I'm actually gonna be broadcasting more. I was talking to Mike. I think it was last night. He told me he did 331 broadcasts in the last. It's not even been a year. And I'm like, I'm doing two a week and think I'm doing something. So I say, you know what? I'm definitely going to I'm definitely going to be here more, doing more broadcasts. And plus, I got a lot of things to talk about. So, I just finished up my affirmation series a couple weeks ago. You definitely want to check that out if you haven't. And I'm in this series now called Activating Your Self Love. I just finished episode 2 yesterday on extreme forgiveness. So, some of the stuff and some of the content that I bring will be structured like that, and it will have like a definite meaning or a definite purpose. And then other days, you're going to get this. You're going to get me raw. I'm not going to be in sensei mode and let's meditate. I'm not going to be in that mode. I'm just going to be coming here and just really speaking. I didn't have anything scripted. I didn't have anything prepared. I just said, you know what, I'm just going to get on here and just speak my mind. So let me just check something else here. Uh, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So there's a possibility I might be on here tomorrow. You just never know with me because my guy Mike really gave me some inspiration with the amount of broadcasts that he's doing. But I still got life going on. I still got a couple businesses I have to attend to. And I will tell you, there's some days that I get back to the house and just uh, mentally fatigued, so to speak, and I just got enough energy where it's like, okay, let me just get something to eat and kind of like shut my day down. But I like being on here because this is what I do. Um, this is one of those nights where I was like, oh, I mean, I love what I do, but do I have the energy? Do I have the strength? I was dealing with some payroll stuff earlier and working with my sales team earlier this morning. And then there are just some days you're just drained. And there are a number of days where I deal with so many different personalities. Yeah, by the time I get home, it's just like, what's going on? But since I've been on here, I've been pretty fired up, and I'm glad that I really came on here and did this show. Let me look at something real quick. Oh, you know what else? I'm also, Bruce, broadcasting on Twitter. Now, I had to start my Twitter over because they shut me down completely. So I lost all my followers. I think I had about 2,000 followers on Twitter, and I wasn't doing anything over there, so it wasn't like I was just actively building over there or anything like that. But I wish I would have started off with this with a 2,000 followers on Twitter versus nobody, because I just put my Twitter account back together like a couple days ago and I have zero followers. So, but I have this broadcast streaming over there for whoever finds it. But it's all good. Humble beginnings. I understand the law of growth. And guess what? I just put this seed in the ground. Um, I just put this seed in the ground a few months ago. It's been within this year. So I know that everything takes time. Everything takes time. And I also know within my spirit, because of the content that I have, it will find the right people. So I'm not worried about that at all. I dislike Twitter. It's very controlling. Yes, it is. They're huge on censorship. If you don't follow, if you don't follow certain things, yeah, they find ways to get rid of you. I call them virtual governments. And it's it's where we are. It's where we are. I have hope for humanity, though. I truly believe that humanity is going to
re-engineer all this. Yeah, there are too many people waking up. Too many people. Too many people are realizing that they've been drinking Kool-Aid for a long time. I'm one of them. They and I wasn't a big news watcher in my life, but I remember having a thought process that if I did turn on the news and watched it, I took it as gospel. Yes, I was one of those individuals. And I think about a decade ago, maybe a little less, I stopped watching it because I started to understand the agenda behind it. Um, and the agenda is just ratings. And ratings are connected to what? People that are watching. And why do we need people to watch? We need people to watch so advertising dollars come in. And why do the advertising dollars need to come in? Because that's how these guys make their money. So if I'm a corporation and I have a product and it could be hot chocolate and I want it on your news station, you have to show me that you have the viewership or I'm not putting my money over there. So, very misleading. And the other thing that I've noticed is that negative content gets more attention. I believe that's going to change, though. I really do. I believe that over time, that'll change. I think we're going through the season of deep exposure right now. A lot of things are being exposed, and at the same time, a lot of people are waking up and realizing that, oh, okay. And because of that, things are just rotating and changing. People are taking their power back. People are taking their sovereignty back. And I think that the model that we see right now, as far as our global structure is put together, I think it's going to look vastly different 10 years from now. I really do. Well, hey, it is 1010. That is one of my angel numbers. So I am going to sign off, folks. It's been great being here. Thank you for being here. Hey, do me a favor. If you catch the replay, can you just put that in the comments for me? I truly appreciate it. Um, and even if you're watching on, if you're on Facebook or YouTube or anything like that, and you just happen to catch the replay, just put replay on there and with the hashtag replay. That would mean so much to me. Okay. Hey, I love all of you. Thank you for spending a little bit of your valuable time with me. Truly appreciate it. Nephew Bruce, thanks for being here, man. And we need to catch up soon. We'll probably see each other in the next month or so. So I don't know, but maybe I don't know if you guys are going to be around for the holidays or what's going on. But hey, man, thanks for spending some time with me tonight. And hey, I look forward to seeing all of you. Look at you. Amalie. Amalie in the house. What's up, lady? Shoot, I should have had you on the broadcast tonight. Have you talk some Forex trading. This is my Forex trading partner, everybody. And this lady's been trading Forex for the last 20 years. Um, we'll have to put something together, Amelie. But hey, thanks for being here, everybody. And I look forward. Like I said, I might be on this. I might be on here tomorrow. I'm feeling it. I might be on here at midnight. I doubt if I'm on here at midnight. Hey guys, have a good night. Love and respect. And I'll see you soon.